perishable segments.
Yeah, I get your number. Oh, damn.
It's like co-parenting. It's really hard, you know? And like,
you're not co-parenting with just anyone.
Yeah.
For the quietest, easiest.
But I had the best dad, and I had the best memories and the greatest experience. And that's all I want for my kids, as long as they can have that. That's what I would want for them.
Why don't you wear what? No what?
No texture.
Why?
Oh, sorry, North.
Sorry, no.
You look cute.
Did also,
over the
by
weekend,
way.
but I
You know,
will again.
North tried to bite my nanny and said, I don't want a nanny anymore. You can go home.
What's the meanest thing your child has said to you? Every time I get into some kind of disagreement with my daughter North, she thinks this is a dig to me, and she'll say, your house is so ugly, it's all white. Who lives like this? She just thinks it like gets to me, and it is kind of mean.
Got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I know y'all don't respect. I said I'm not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney. I have a say-so. Most men do not. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody with in society today. That's not even. It always leans towards the mom. But right now, and I'm happy that you guys got to see just a small piece of what I dealt with.
I don't know what kind of strings they're pulling and who they're pulling them with, but this must have cost a pretty penny to do. This is one of the most obvious displays of nepotism that I've seen in a really long time, and it's also one of the most disgusting displays of the entitlement of the whole Kardashian and West clan.
Us being together, like, she's very much reserved. I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances, and I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink, and like I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do. And I, like, the music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still like see everything. And I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their and there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me, alone. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, never mind. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine. I'm fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here. Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is... I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to like take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are stupid. Like, get out of here. Like, don't touch me. Like a little bit scared. Did this just freeze? Okay, no, it's back. Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're like pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like, there's only one exit and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off. And like, I'm like almost fully exposed at this point, and they're both coming at me, and I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like,
Kim Kardashian must be feeling somewhat justified amidst the current uproar surrounding Kanye West and Bianca's controversies. The situation seems to validate her wariness regarding Kany's new wife, especially concerning Bianca's influence around her children, particularly North. For over a year and a half, Kim has faced significant backlash, with many fans accusing her of being a resentful ex. However, the narrative shifted dramatically a few days ago when Bianca was implicated in a contentious lawsuit against Kanye. The lawsuit claimed that he allegedly exposed his employees to inappropriate content. Additionally, Bianca has been called out for disturbing and creepy behaviors, drawing considerable criticism. Unsurprisingly, Kim seized this chance to subtly criticize Bianca, seemingly revealing alarming details about Kanye and Bianca allegedly exposing North to unsuitable material. This story is indeed wild, so let's dive into the details. Kanye has a reputation for being somewhat eccentric, but his marriage to Bianca came as a major shock since no one anticipated it. He had disappeared from the public eye, nearly facing cancellation, and then suddenly reemerged with a new wife, Bianca Censori. He was seen in public wearing a wedding ring, and multiple insiders confirmed that he had married Bianca in a private ceremony. Kim immediately took to her Instagram stories to throw shade at Kanye, indicating that she had no prior knowledge of the marriage. She posted a quote stating, "I'm really in my quiet girl era. I don't have much to say, just much to do." She also added, "Just remember, the black sheep usually turns into the goat. Keep doing you, and people who want to see you win will help you win. Remember that." A source revealed that neither Kim nor the Kardashians were aware of Kanye seeing someone new. They were reportedly shocked by the marriage, with the source stating that the family isn't considering it a legitimate marriage yet. They are unsure if it's a publicity stunt and are waiting to see if he files for the necessary paperwork. They are concerned because if it's genuine, Bianca would be involved in the children's lives. Initially, reports suggested that Kanye and Bianca's marriage was perfect and that things between Kanye and Bianca were better than they were with Kim. A source mentioned that Bianca manages Kanye's daily schedule and business affairs. Another insider told US Weekly that things were going great for Kanye and Bianca, saying Kanye felt he had finally met someone who truly understood and loved him for who he is. Bianca compliments Kanye on many levels, and he values her opinions, feeling more grounded and better than ever. However, it didn't take long for fans to notice that something suspicious was going on in their marriage, revealing some deeply unsettling aspects. It turned out that the Kardashians weren't the only ones learning about the relationship through social media. Bianca's friends and family also discovered her marriage to Kanye in the same manner, leading to widespread skepticism and side eyes directed at the couple. Various sources have attempted to justify Kanye's decision to keep his relationship private, explaining that Kanye has been a megastar for 2 decades. His first marriage was to someone who essentially lived her life in front of the camera. In contrast, Bianca and Jay maintain a completely different approach. They are highly private, deeply affectionate, and entirely devoted to each other. It's clear they both value carving out exclusive time just for themselves. However, it didn't take long for fans to notice the strangeness in Kanye and Bianca's marriage, starting with Kanye treating Bianca like a character from an adult film. Before their marriage, Bianca dressed normally, but after tying the knot, her style underwent a dramatic transformation. Her current style is difficult to define but can be described as odd, to say the least. For quite some time, people perceived Bianca as being controlled by Kanye, believing he was mistreating her and coercing her into doing things against her will. A friend of hers spoke to the Daily Mail, stating that Bianca is trapped and her friends are trying to rescue her but are hindered by the barriers Kanye has erected around her. Everyone is extremely worried, claiming this isn't who she truly is. Bianca is known to be an incredibly outspoken and lively person who never shies away from expressing herself. Apparently, she is not permitted to speak publicly without Kanye's consent, which explains her reluctance to talk in a viral video that made rounds online. She appeared sweet in the video, prompting fans to feel sympathy for her, believing she was being forced into a situation she did not desire. The situation worsened when new reports emerged alleging that Kanye's control over Bianca was more severe than initially thought. According to a source, Kanye has a set of strict rules for Bianca, which includes never speaking publicly and wearing only what he dictates. This definitely sheds light on her peculiar outfits, but unfortunately, that's not the worst part. The source also claims she is required to follow a specific diet and exercise regimen, despite Kanye not working out himself. He has allegedly manipulated her to the point where she has lost her autonomy completely. Friends and family tried to stage an intervention, but it failed miserably. Bianca was convinced that her friends were simply jealous of her marriage to a celebrity and didn't have her best interests at heart. An insider revealed that a few friends eventually managed to contact her, but she showed no interest in discussing her situation or addressing their concerns. Despite all this turmoil, Bianca and Kanye seem to be growing closer and have been spending more time with Kanye's children, particularly his eldest daughter, North. Insiders report that North genuinely likes Bianca, and it appears the sentiment is mutual. They have been seen holding hands in public, with a source noting that North thinks Bianca is incredibly cool. This situation clearly left Kim Kardashian very upset. Insiders report that Kim feels Bianca is becoming too close to her daughter North, and she is undoubtedly envious of the new woman in Kanye's life. Co-parenting with Kanye is already challenging, and this development has only added to the complications. In a recent interview, Kim claimed that Kanye was making co-parenting difficult, asserting that he was not an active father to their 4 children. Kim Kardashian's recent actions and statements amid the controversies surrounding Kanye West and Bianca suggest that she feels somewhat justified in her wariness about Kanye's new wife, Bianca Censori. The narrative around Kim shifted dramatically after Bianca was implicated in a lawsuit against Kanye with allegations that he exposed his employees to inappropriate content. Kim took this opportunity to subtly criticize Bianca, implying that Kanye and Bianca might have exposed their daughter, North, to unsuitable material. In Los Angeles, Kim was seen wearing a camo jacket that belonged to Kanye, recreating one of his outfits down to the last detail. Kanye had originally worn that outfit on North's 4th birthday, suggesting Kim went through 6 years of clothing to send a clear message to Bianca. This highlighted Kim's discomfort with North being around Kanye and Bianca, concerns that seem more justified with the recent revelations about Kanye and Bianca. The situation took a darker turn when Kanye's former assistant, Lauren Passera, came forward with allegations of mistreatment. Lauren claimed that Kanye hired her for the debut season of his Yeezy fashion brand, later involving her in his album Donda. Despite their initial good rapport, Lauren alleged that Kanye's behavior became increasingly controlling. He offered her a $1 million annual salary to work as his personal assistant, far above the typical salary for such a role. Lauren agreed to shut down her OnlyFans account in exchange for an additional $1 million, but Kanye's behavior grew more controlling. He allegedly sent her explicit messages, engaged in inappropriate behavior during phone calls, and even pleasured himself in front of her on a private plane. Fans were deeply concerned for Bianca's safety, urging her to leave the troubling situation. Initially, many believed Bianca was a victim of Kanye's controlling behavior. However, the situation took an unexpected twist when Bianca was named as a co-conspirator in a new lawsuit against Kanye. Kanye's employees alleged that Bianca sent an employee a link to explicit adult content. This incident occurred around the time Kanye ventured into the adult movie business, a move that seemed contradictory given his previous admissions about the negative effects of adult content on his life. Reports indicated that Bianca was alarmed by Kanye's plans, fearing he might force her to participate in these projects. Despite her initial resistance, it appears Bianca eventually warmed up to the idea, allegedly sharing links to adult content knowing underage employees could access it. Further allegations in the lawsuit claimed that Bianca sent an employee a file-sharing link containing hardcore content for developing an app Kanye announced earlier in 2024. Insiders revealed that Bianca might not be the victim she appeared to be, stating she was complicit with Kanye from the beginning. The situation escalated further, with multiple insiders claiming that Kim Kardashian is allegedly seeking full custody of North and her 3 other children. An insider revealed that Kim is now asserting that Bianca exposed North to inappropriate content, which no child should ever be subjected to. Kim is furious and determined to protect her children. Fans have been voicing their support for Kim, with many saying she has been too patient and understanding. Comments like "Kim is too nice and patient. I would have filed for full custody a long time ago" reflect the public sentiment. One fan pointed out, "This psycho had North beside Kodak while he was smoking and had her posing with the cast of Baddies South or whatever. He got me mad." Another added, "When the judge awards Kim custody, everyone's going to blame it on the system and race, but he brings it on himself." He gets people on social media attacking his ex-wife and makes videos of himself living like a madman. Kim's legal team is reportedly building a robust case for full legal and physical custody of her children. They believe that once the dust settles, Kanye will be fortunate to even have supervised visitation rights.